Alright, so this is also a video that's been in the making for a while. Just because when I shot some of these scenes, it was a nightmare. It was also, for some reason, with the sun out, no matter what, the sun out and my ring light, I still could just not, I don't know, the lighting was just off, but it took me forever, and so I just, I'm gonna be content with what I have shot. So yeah, this is the Threezero Premium or Deluxe, both Transformers The Last Night Megatron figure. Literally one of my favorite Megatron designs ever, and I hate that movie. I hate, all the other ones. I love the first one. The second one, I'm like, yeah, whatever. The third one, yeah. Fourth one, I'm like, it's super stupid, but it is a guilty pleasure for sure. The fifth one, nah, I couldn't even say that. I was just like, nah. But as you can see, this thing is massive because these are my other two Threezero figures, the Alphonse and Ranger Javelin. This thing towers both of them. He's huge, and he is heavy. Because I thought the regular Threezero figures, I was like, damn, they're huge. Nah, this thing is like, yeah, what, almost 2 feet tall? He's like 20 inches. I mean, he's basically as tall as my computer. And, I had seen videos and stuff about him. I was like, whatever. He's big. But then when you pull out, when you get the box and when you pull him out of the box, it's like, oh my god. And as you can see, the paint on this thing is incredible. If I could paint like this, I wish I could paint like this. And like every little detail, whether it's rust or like energon rust, I'm gonna assume that is because it's green, so I'm gonna assume maybe like little blood spots or something. You have such cool red metallic trim, just like it's on his face. I feel like they did a good job replicating Megatron from the movie for this. I mean, look at that. God. And everyone's like, oh, he can't transform. It's like, I mean, so? I mean, it's still good in my opinion. The fact that he can't transform is how they were able to focus more on like legit details. And if you've seen the movie, he has horns like tusks, or he has his regular face. I unfortunately couldn't really get the parts to move easily, and so I couldn't switch it. Obviously I like the tusk anyways, that design, but it's like, this figure cost me just about 500 bucks, and so I'm really not gonna risk trying to, fuck with something and break it. Just like the shoulder pads, like they go into, it's basically like a ball joint shoulder pad, but I don't want to push on it too hard because it seemed like it could break, and so I think I got it all the way in, basically. But as you see, he's got the spike on his left shoulder. Basically, his left and right side are somewhat different, as you'll see. The right side, it's like looks like three metal fingers, the one I'm holding. The other side, it looks like an armored plating, the side that has the shoulder with the spike. And the chest plates do move, like kind of like slide forward and back, but his right plate, it's like stuck, and I can't really get it to move no matter what I do. His left plate, I can pull and move around a little bit, but it's just like whatever. It's another gimmick. But yeah, this figure, I got it on Sideshow Collect... no, wait. Where did I get this figure from? Oh, yeah, Sideshow Collectibles. And the best thing about them is that they have like a layaway plan. And so I just did yeah, I had done a 3-month thing, paid it off. This was like 2019, and I just waited and waited. It's pissing me off, so I pre-ordered. I mean, I canceled it, but then I was like, ah, okay, and I pre-ordered it again, and so yeah, it was $488 for this version. If you get the base version, it's $460, and it just comes with the sword. And it's like, you telling me I had to pay another $20 for a fucking gun and shield? The shield, which I'm pretty sure does not even use in the fucking movie, and B, his like iconic arm blaster. Are you fucking serious? But neither here nor there. And also, you know, this was another thing. Obviously, I can go in there and fix it, but his, I don't know, this flexible rubber leg panel thing was bent wrong, so I had to go in there and, you know, obviously heat it up just a little bit, and only for like a split second, and then all I had to do was basically hold it in place for a few minutes. But obviously, like, do I think this figure is worth that much money? Hell no. But would I say it was probably worth like $300? Yeah, that's more reasonable. But I love Megatron. I love this design so much. It's like I could not pass up on it. I will say though, there's the chain on the arm cannon, which I'll show soon. It's like just a hard piece of plastic. I feel like they should have made it where it can bend, because it's next to impossible to fucking pose him with his like arm cannon, you know, pulled out or anything, because that thing will just bloop, come out of place and pop off. And it's just kind of like, well, did you want him to just be standing there? Because that's kind of what I have to do. Because the arm cannon is so huge on the arm. But B, it's because the wires, it's one solid object, and so if you try bending it the wrong way, it'll pop out of socket. But obviously, I'm very pleased with this figure. And yeah, it's, you know, another thing is like, I don't want to flip-flop, but it's like, you know, I went from reviewing stuff like this all the time on my channel to not really, and then now it's, you know, it's kind of coming back as both. Obviously, I try to keep it like a wide variety, like talking about movies, talking about games, talking about figures, collectibles, stuff like that. So whatever people want to watch, I mean, it's a little bit of everything, something for everyone. And yeah, so the Megatron head, you put the batteries in, and then you basically just tap on that top panel of his head and the lights come on, which I personally like the eye lights. I don't see an issue with them. They glow red. They almost look like, you know, like Kylo Ren's lightsaber, if that makes sense, like that constant heat. And see, as you'll see, you know, you're trying to lift his arm up with the arm cannon, and it's just not doing it. But I do love the arm cannon, you know, I love the look. I like that you can just press, you put the batteries into the top, but you just press the, like where it would fire. And see, this is what I mean. You have the cord attached, and so then it pushes the shoulder plate up, and so it just looks weird. So on mine, I actually just took the cord completely off. I think it looks literally no different. And so now I can have him raise his arm without the shoulder pad getting all goofy. And this is one of the parts they did a real good job on, which was his hand. You know, it's a fully articulated, like each finger is articulated like a human hand would be. And so you can do, you know, whatever, peace sign, middle finger, high five, whatever, fist. And he can also hold his sword, which when I tried it, it was a little weird and it wasn't really working too well. Once again, I didn't want to fuck with it too much and break it, because that would piss me off for the amount of money I spent. But, you know, and then it's full articulation in the arms, and so it bends both ways. But as you'll see, I was kind of pushing hard, and I was like, once again, I don't want to break anything. But I do like the fact that, you know, they actually made it look like bending gears and stuff. It didn't just look like a random piece of plastic like, oh, that's where the arm bends. And obviously I like being as gentle as possible with all my stuff, even when it's a little cheaper. It's just, this is literally like the most expensive figure I have ever bought, and so I think the only other expensive thing would be the Neo Zeon, but that's meant to be stationary. Don't really move it. This, you know, they kind of want you to move it around and stuff, so try my best. And those front skirts, I didn't say it earlier, they were a bitch to put on. I don't know if it was just me being dumb or what, but I sat there and I was like, I literally can't get them in. They just go on like a tiny ball joint. And no matter what I did, I was like, I could not get them on. And yeah. And I just wanted to show off the face just because I couldn't really get it on. And so, you know, at least I'd show it. And obviously his sword is super badass, but I was having some trouble having him hold it correctly. But yeah, you know, just I mean, I guess it's not too short, 12 minutes, but not going super in depth. Definitely wish I had better lighting so it would have came out better, but as always, I appreciate everyone who watches this video. Literally, man, it's been nice to see some of my videos finally going up in views, and you know, obviously the goal right now is to get to 500 subscribers for the end of the year, which, you know, it's like, boo, but to me, that's, you know, that's a milestone. So yeah, thank you everyone watching the video. I hope you enjoyed, and there'll be more videos coming.